Cancer and your name in the same sentence is not something anyone wants to hear. ALS and your name in the same sentence is not something anyone wants to hear. Cancer and your name in the same sentence is not something anyone wants to hear. Lou Gehrig's disease and your name in the same sentence is not something anyone wants to hear. Any life-threatening illness and your name in the same sentence is not something someone wants to hear. Over the years, Gilead Ministries has been coming alongside of individuals who hear just those words. You have cancer, you have Lou Gehrig's disease, or you have some other life-threatening illness. And for years we've been able to come alongside of them and encourage them emotionally, spiritually, and practically. And the main reason we've been able to do this is because we have some core convictions that allow us to work each and every day. And the reason we've been able to do this is because we have a cancer and your name in the same sentence is not something anyone wants to hear. Any long-term life-threatening illness and your name in the same sentence is not something anyone wants to hear. Hello everyone, this is Bill Sparks from Gilead Ministries. Over the years, Gilead has come alongside of cancer patients and long-term illness patients and their families, encouraging them through practical, spiritual, and emotional difficulties. Over the years, we've been able to do that because we have some simple core convictions that allow us to love others in many, many different ways and in ways that help encourage them. Nope, can't. The reason Gilead Ministries has been able to come alongside of so many families over the last 20 years, the reason why Gilead Ministries comes alongside of individuals is to encourage them spiritually, practically, and emotionally. The reason that we can do this is because we live by three core convictions. They're convictions that have allowed us to be able to change lives for years now. Those three convictions are things that we stick by no matter what we do, no matter how we do it, or no matter what type of things we're trying to help with. Those convictions are something that has driven us and has helped us continue to stay focused as we help families, especially here in our own area in Grant County, Indiana. One of those core convictions is that we believe wholeheartedly in building relationships with people and that there's no strings attached to those relationships. We don't care where a person has come from or what kind of struggles they've had. We've had individuals from all walks of life and from all economic backgrounds that have come in contact with Gilead Ministries, and we have been able to walk alongside them spiritually, emotionally, and practically. Individuals that have come alongside of us, individuals who are facing cancer or some type of life-threatening illness, individuals like these. Kevin, who currently is fighting liver cancer, and you can hear his story on our website. Kevin is facing liver cancer, and by God's grace, he's been able to live longer than the doctors have given him credit for. People like Elijah. Elijah was diagnosed at the age of 7 with ALD and Addison's disease. This past year, he entered into Indiana Wesleyan University as a freshman after having a bone marrow transplant from his brother. People like Kathy from Gas City, who was a cancer patient because of breast cancer, who went through all types of difficulties, and who today continues to volunteer for Gilead because of what she experienced as a patient. People like Ann, who connected with one of our volunteers, and through connecting with one of our volunteers, it says that it turned her family and her life around, and her husband are so grateful for that person that came to their home and was able to help turn their life around. Or Debbie, who is currently finishing up treatment for another cancer. She's fought 3 different types of cancer. She continues to help us help others by volunteering each year in our car show committee and helping work at our car show each year. We build relationships with people like these, people who are from all walks of life, like I said. People who just are looking for someone to be their friend. They already have a number of professionals in their life. They're looking for someone to come alongside them and to be their friend. To be a listening ear, to be a hand to hold on to be someone to turn to when life seems to be out of control. The second of our core convictions is that we are is that we try to come alongside of those individuals. The second of our core convictions is that we come alongside those people and we help to bear some burden in their life, to help them lift some load that they have on their heart, or maybe something that they have to face in their life. For instance, families like the Listons. For instance, like a family recently in the local area here in Grant County who needed someone to come and work on their property and help them finish up some things because the individual was now facing hospice and the family member wasn't able to take care of those things by themselves. And so we sent one of our volunteers over to the house to help out. And a week previous to that, we sent out some students from a school that helped and worked on that property to help them get some things done that they were not able to do because of the circumstances that their health and their current fight with cancer did not allow them to do. Cancer and your name in the same sentence is not something anyone wants to face. To hear you have a life-threatening or possibly even a life-ending disease and your name in the same sentence is not something anyone wants to hear. And yet every day individuals hear just that. They hear a doctor at the emergency room, or maybe a hospitalist at the hospital, or maybe their primary care physician at a doctor visit, and they hear that doctor say to them, you have cancer, or you have ALS, or you have some other life-threatening disease. Hello everybody, this is Bill Sparks from Gilead Ministries. For years now we've been coming alongside individuals who have heard that bad news from someone within the medical industry. And coming alongside them, we have been able to encourage them and help them to walk through some of the most difficult and most dark times that they face emotionally, spiritually, and even in some practical needs. We've been able to do this because of our convictions, 3 core convictions that we hold to, and 3 things that we look at when we look at every human being. And those 3 things are what guide us and direct us as we come alongside families. The first of those convictions is we build a relationship with that person and we let them define it, and there's no strings attached. As a matter of fact, we don't care where someone comes from, where they're at on the financial scale, where they're at in the social scale, where they're at in any part of scale or any way people measure other people. We just want to come alongside them and love them with the love of Christ and build a relationship with them that has no strings attached. Relationships like we built with Debbie. Deborah is an individual who's faced 3 different types of cancers. And as a result of her moving... building relationships with people like Deborah. Deborah has faced 3 different kinds of cancers. And as a result of her interaction with Gilead Ministries, now volunteers on one of our fundraisers, our car show each spring, and just loves to do that as she sees other people's lives being touched by what Gilead Ministries do. People like Anne, who for a number of years now has updated her story and just recently updated her story on our website. You can see her video along with Deborah's video on our website, and you can hear their stories. Anne and her husband Steve say that the volunteer from Gilead Ministries turned their house and their life around, and they are thankful for that person who came and made a difference in their life. And they help with the golf scramble each year and other things. Anne has spoke and has appeared publicly to talk about her cancer and her journey. People like Kathy who had breast cancer and through the process of so many different difficulties had an extremely difficult time getting beyond her diagnosis. But now as a 17-year cancer survivor, she comes in each week and volunteers at our office and helps with things that we need around here. And she says that she can't imagine where her life would be had it not been for Gilead Ministries. Or like Elijah, who was 7 years old when he was diagnosed, and as a result of bone marrow transplant was able to beat ALD and Addison's disease, and now goes back to the Minnesota clinic regularly on an annually and biannually basis to be able to have the doctors look at his case and maybe help other individuals beat this disease as well. Or someone like Kevin, who is facing liver cancer right now. And as he's facing liver cancer, he's had more time than the doctors have said. And he says that that's due to his faith and the grace of God in his life. And those are relationships that we have built over the course of time here in Grant County and Marion, Indiana. Not only do we build those relationships, we also help to bear a burden in their life. Like the family here locally who is unable to do some of their yard work because of cancer and because of an injury to the caregiving individual, the caregiving family member within the household. And so we sent student volunteers to the house to go out and to help do some yard work for them. And then when those students weren't able to complete all the work that was done, we had one of our volunteers that also is one of our board members who went out to the house and spent the entire day out there helping them get the work finished up at their property so they could get that done before the winter hit. In the process of that time, that patient died. We continue to help support that wife as she now is in a place where she is facing grief. We encourage her through cards and through grief materials. And then last and certainly not least, we truly want to build a relationship with people and bear a burden in their life, but we also want to make sure we bring a message of hope. Back in 1999, when I started Gilead Ministries, I lived by basically one principle. I continue to live by that one principle from Scripture, and it's this: what would it profit a person if they were to gain everything but they lost their soul? You see, the main message we want people to hear is that Christ loves them. And we want to share the love of Christ with them regardless of how they respond to it. We don't need someone to become religious for us to continue helping and encouraging them. But what we do want them to know is that there's something bigger than their cancer. And that something is not a something, it is a someone. And by sharing the hope of Christ, we follow through on those three convictions of building a relationship with people, bearing a burden in their life, and then bringing a message of hope. And over the years, those three messages, in many different ways and in many different settings, has changed lives and has set people on a path that has encouraged them and helped them to fight their cancer with courage and with perseverance. As we come to the end of 2019 and begin a new decade of 2020, I'm asking you if you will continue to help us as we provide this type of emotional, practical, and spiritual support for families here in Grant County. We need your help to finish out 2019. We have approximately $40,000 to raise before December 31st of 2019. You can help us with that by giving a year-end gift today. $25, $50, $100. Go to our website, you can give there, or you can mail your donation to P.O. Box 134 in Marion, Indiana 46952. Or maybe you want to become a monthly partner and you want to start your year-end gift as a monthly gift. And so you might want to give $10 or $25 or $50 as your first gift and then continue month after month to provide that monthly gift so that you can touch cancer patients and their families. A simple gift of $10 impacts over 200 cancer patients with cards and telephone calls to encourage them on their journey. And let me just ask you today if you would consider to do that now. Would you consider going right now to our website, www.gileadministries.com, and begin your financial partnership with Gilead Ministries? Maybe you've given in the past and you're not giving now. Let me invite you to come back and join us. We are better together and we can do more together. So come and join us financially. Maybe volunteer and help us out as we try to help these families. And if you need a reason to give or you need a reason to invest in Gilead Ministries, let me remind you of these 5 reasons. Give for Kevin's sake. Or maybe you'll give for Elijah's sake. Or maybe you'll give for Kathy's sake. Or maybe you'll give for Ann's sake. Or maybe you'll give for Deborah's sake. Choose one and honor them with a gift today of $10 or more monthly, or maybe a year-end gift of $25, $50, or $100. Again, you can go to www.gileadministries.com, or you can mail your donation to P.O. Box 134, Marion, Indiana 46952. Thank you, Grant County, for all that you've done to support us. You help us support over 2,300 families right here in your community. Neighbors helping neighbors face cancer and long-term illness with courage and perseverance and with faith. And we thank you so much for your partnership. May God bless you, and may you find some way to give your life to others each and every day.